Let's talk about a country you probably haven't considered for your next adventure, Sierra Leone. Nestled on West Africa's coast, right under Guinea and beside Liberia, locals call it Salone, a name as inviting as the place itself. Most people think diamonds or tough history, but that's just scratching the surface. Freetown, the capital, was founded as a home for freed slaves, a city literally built on freedom. Sierra Leone boasts beaches that rival the Caribbean and rainforests bursting with life. But the real magic? The people, resilient, optimistic, and full of hustle. The name Sierra Leone means Lion Mountains, a nod to the fierce spirit of its people. It's a land of contrasts, natural wealth beside real challenges, a painful past next to a hopeful future. Think of Sierra Leone as that friend with wild stories and a contagious optimism. This isn't just a history lesson, it's about survival, rebuilding, and rediscovering a nation's groove. So buckle up, we're heading to Salone, and it's a journey you won't forget. Forget the stereotypes, it's time for the real story. Ready? Let's dive in. Sierra Leone is more than you think. How did Britain end up in charge of Sierra Leone? It started with a bold idea, a settlement for freed slaves. In 1787, British abolitionists founded Freetown, buying land from a local chief and welcoming settlers from England, Nova Scotia, and Jamaica. Freetown's harbor made it a strategic base for British anti-slavery patrols and a foothold for colonial ambitions. The Creoles, descendants of the settlers, became the westernized elite, while the interior, home to groups like the Mende and Temne, remained largely untouched. That changed in 1896, when Britain declared the interior a protectorate, driven by the usual colonial motives, resources, and rivalry. This created a deep divide: the colony, with its educated Creoles, and the protectorate, where traditional life was upended by taxes and British rule. The infamous Hutt tax sparked a major rebellion in 1898, brutally crushed but never forgotten. The two-tiered system, colony versus protectorate, planted seeds of division that would haunt Sierra Leone for generations. The legacy of this split shaped everything that followed. Sierra Leone's story is one of unity and division all at once. The past was complicated, but the future was still unwritten. Let's see how the country fought for its own voice. Onward to independence. By the mid-1900s, Africa was changing fast, and Sierra Leoneans wanted self-rule. World War II veterans returned home asking, "What about our freedom?" Sir Milton Margai, a unifying leader from the protectorate, founded the SLPP and bridged the gap between Creoles and other groups. His message: one country, one people. Independence talks with Britain were peaceful, no wars, just negotiations and determination. On April 27, 1961, Sierra Leone's flag was raised, and the country became a constitutional monarchy within the Commonwealth. Margai became the first prime minister, and optimism soared. With democracy, education, and resources, Sierra Leone seemed destined for success. The party had started, and the future looked bright. But as with any celebration, challenges were waiting around the corner. The real test was just beginning. Sierra Leone's journey was far from over. Let's see what happened next. Independence brought hope, but soon political storms hit. After Sir Milton Margay's death, his brother Albert took over, but unity faltered. The 1967 election saw Siaka Stevens win, but a coup delayed his swearing in, plunging the country into chaos. Stevens eventually took power, but democracy faded. By 1978, Sierra Leone was a one-party state. Corruption soared, diamond wealth vanished into private pockets, and the economy crumbled. Frustration grew, especially among youth with no prospects. In 1991, Foday Sanko and the RUF, backed by Liberian warlord Charles Taylor, launched a brutal rebellion. The RUF claimed to fight corruption, but their methods were horrific: amputations, terror, and chaos. The civil war raged for 11 years, fueled by blood diamonds. Sierra Leone, once full of promise, was torn apart. The nation's darkest chapter had begun, but even in the worst times, hope flickered. The world was watching, and change was coming. Sierra Leone's fight for survival was far from over. The path to peace would be long and hard. Let's see how they found it. The Civil War was a decade-long nightmare. Child soldiers, shifting alliances, and unimaginable violence. Freetown was invaded and early peacekeeping efforts struggled. But in the late 1990s, things changed. A robust UN force arrived, and British troops intervened, stabilizing the capital. The Kimberley process cut off the RUF's diamond funding, forcing them to negotiate. In January 2002, President Ahmad Tejan Kabbah declared the war over, "Die War Don Don." The country was in ruins, but the healing began. Disarmament and reintegration of fighters, many of them children, was a massive challenge. Justice mattered too. The Special Court for Sierra Leone prosecuted those most responsible, including Liberia's Charles Taylor. This sent a clear message: impunity would not stand. The path to peace was painful, but Sierra Leone walked it with determination. The nation began to rebuild, brick by brick. The scars remained, but so did the spirit. Sierra Leone was ready to rise again. Post-war Sierra Leone rebuilt not just its cities, but its spirit. The culture is vibrant, starting with food. Sierra Leoneans swear their jollof rice is the best, and their cassava leaf stew is legendary. Creole, the national language, unites the country's many ethnic groups. The music scene pulses with energy, from traditional boubou to modern Afrobeats. Sierra Leoneans shine on the world stage. Journalist Isha Sese, footballer Kay Kamara, and writer Aminata Forna all make the nation proud. But pride isn't just about fame, it's in the passion for football, the resilience during the Ebola crisis, and the everyday strength of the Salone Titi, the Sierra Leonean woman. These are the threads that weave the modern Salone vibe: fierce pride, resilience, and a drive to move forward. Sierra Leone's culture is a celebration of survival and hope. The nation's heart beats in its people, its music, and its food. Every day Sierra Leoneans prove they are more than their past. The future is theirs to shape. Let's look ahead. Salone's story isn't over. Where is Sierra Leone today? The journey's been tough, but hope is everywhere. Challenges remain. Economic growth is slow, youth unemployment is high, and politics can be tense. But the real story is resilience and optimism. Tech hubs are rising in Freetown, tourism is booming, and peaceful elections have become the norm. Democracy is alive, and people demand more from their leaders. Sierra Leone's greatest asset is its people: hustlers, innovators, survivors. They've endured war and epidemic, but their spirit is unbreakable. The country is rebuilding, one pota ride, one classroom, one market at a time. Sierra Leone's lesson to the world: a nation is defined by how it rises, not how it falls. The Lion Mountains stand tall, proud, and defiant. The future is being built every day, in every corner of Salone. Sierra Leone is a modern marvel, resilient, real, and unforgettable. And yes, the jollof is still unbeatable.